This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we talk with State Senator John Gordner about health insurance and more. Happy weekend, everyone. This is FYI Weekend, and I'm Ken Cara. Get comfortable because we have a filled show. State Senator John Gordner addressed members of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce earlier this week. He talked about a variety of issues important to Pennsylvania residents. One important topic, a new initiative that will help some people without health insurance get covered.
Just recently, a couple of months ago, the federal government approved the Health EPA initiative that the governor and the General Assembly have been pushing. This will be a great benefit, I think, to Pennsylvania. It is a unique program. There's only one other state that has something like it, and it will allow qualifying individuals, and there are a couple 100,000 of them, to get health insurance, but they will be able to actually get health insurance. Rather going into the Medicaid program, which has a number of issues and is very costly and inefficient, they will be able to buy health insurance and be able to benefit from that, which I think will not only benefit them, but will be good for the medical professionals and the hospitals as well.
Another topic, the senator addressed the problem of prescription drug abuse.
The Center for Rural Pennsylvania held hearings around the state, 4 of them in various areas, and one of the things that they heard was that this drug epidemic that we have starts with prescription drug abuse. With controlled substances and codeines and et cetera. And so what we did just recently, passed legislation that's now on the governor's desk that would set up a statewide prescription drug monitoring program. And so when a doctor prescribes a controlled substance to someone, they would need to report it to the state. And once the system, the registry is in place, when a doctor prescribes, they would also need to check that registry and make sure that that same individual isn't already getting the same prescription of a controlled substance. We want to stop the abuse from individuals as well as stop those folks from selling those drugs out in the street.
Senator Gordner provided this legislative update during a red carpet breakfast program sponsored by the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett made this past week Teen Driver Safety Week, and during this past week, PennDOT made an exciting announcement for everyone in the Commonwealth, but it's extra good news for parents of teen drivers. The Parent Supervised Driving Program is being sponsored by State Farm Insurance and Sheets, and will provide parents with a handbook to help their teen drivers become safe drivers. There's also a mobile app for parents that will let them track their kids' practice drive times and training progress.
Adults can set a positive, safe example for young drivers and their family, and this new guide offers detailed steps to help them assist with that mission. And this guide will also, I think, have a salutary effect in maybe reminding us about how we want to be driving and pass along the things that we have learned, the techniques we have learned, the tips we have learned to help keep teen drivers safe.
The booklets are available at driver license centers across the state, and all teen drivers will get one when they get their learner's permit. Here's the good news for everyone in PA. Since the program is now sponsored by the state, it will save $70,000 in printing costs since they have a sponsor. Honk if that makes you happy. The program was developed by Safe Roads Alliance, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving highway safety and improving driver education with an emphasis on behind-the-wheel training. A beloved clown had a very serious message for kids at Hazleton Elementary Middle School this past week. Ronald McDonald stopped by the school known as the Castle to, yes, have some fun, but also to teach kids to not be bullies. Our Mike Terleski spoke with one of the students after the show.
What did you learn today?
Don't bully other people and treat them the way that you want to be treated.
You actually got called up on stage today. Tell me a little bit about what you did up there.
Well, we played this little hack game to find the bully. Then we spin this magic wand, and the bully was stuck to the teacher.
What did that teach you?
That bullying isn't right to do.
What about, can a teacher find a bully?
Yes.
But can a teacher see a bully?
No, sometimes they might be in the class getting ready for the children to come in, and maybe they didn't see it.
The name of the show the kids got to enjoy is The Friendship Adventure. The Cunningham Valley Historical Society will host Halloween in the cemetery this Sunday, October 26th at 6:30 p.m. You are invited to bring a chair or a blanket and enjoy some hauntingly good stories to be read by Debbie Boyle and John Cara. The cemetery will be lit by lanterns and adorned with pumpkins decorated by local artist Brandon Bicking. Painted pumpkins created by Vicki Wolf will also be on display. Refreshments will be served and the carved pumpkins and painted pumpkins will be chanced off. For more information, you can call 570-788-3493. Up next on FYI, we learn about an upcoming act in the Greater Hazleton Concert Series. Later in sports, we talk with members of the Penn State Hazleton men's soccer team about how they turned things around after an 0-4 start to make the playoffs.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Well, it's hard to believe, but it's already the third concert of the series for the Greater Hazleton Concert Series. And here to tell us all about this latest musical extravaganza is Amelia Bergeron, who is the president of the Greater Hazleton Concert Series. Amelia, pleasure to have you. This time, I understand it is a Russian orchestra that is coming to Hazleton Area High School.
That's correct. It's the Accordion Virtuosi of Russia and is the only orchestra like it in the world. Wow. It was formed during the siege of Leningrad in 1943 by Pavel Smirnov, and 3 generations of the family have directed it since its inception. His sons and now his grandson, Yaroslav. They have traveled all over the world. They've received many awards. They have been included in the Golden Book of St. Petersburg, which is a book that includes only performers that, or those in the arts who have really made a distinction. So this is a high honor. They will be performing from different genres that you just cannot believe. You'll hear classical, you will hear rock, you will hear ragtime, you will hear Strauss waltzes, a very diverse program. There also is going to be an electric violinist soloist, and he likewise has traveled through the world and has performed in the most prestigious venues all over the world. And Ilya Yashukov plays the piano. So together they form a duet. And Ilya is the executive director of the Keyboard Institute and Festival in Manus, New York City. We're very excited about this group. When it was presented to me by the agent, and he said 26 accordion players, I couldn't believe it. I mean, hearing one in a polka band is enough. Until he directed me to their site. And when I heard them playing classical music like Intermezzo from Cavalleria Rusticana by Mascagni, and then Strauss waltzes, and then Hoedown by Eric Copland, I just was literally amazed. I was blown away, and the sound is just beautiful. You cannot imagine. Now, there are 26 accordions, but half of them are Western accordions. That's the kind that we recognize. Mm-hmm. And the other is the bayan accordion, which had its beginnings in the 1700s. And then it evolved to the instrument that we see it today. And what makes it different is that the buttons are set chromatically, and instead of 3 keyboard, there are 5 rows of these buttons. And to change the register, the instrumentalist uses his chin or a converter to change it to a lower register.
Wow. Sounds pretty impressive. I know every group that you bring in is extraordinarily unique, and we always get the comments from the people who win the tickets when you give them away. They are so thrilled, and everybody says how great. Why is it so important for the Greater Hazleton Concert Series to bring such a wide variety of music to this community?
Well, I think the first important thing is that people say there's nothing going on in Hazleton. And my reply always is, you're just not looking. I think it's very important for the community because it elevates the community to a different level. People think there's nothing going on here. And I think for that alone, it increases what the community wants to represent itself as. If we weren't here, and the Art League, I'll say, there would be nothing in Hazleton. So we do have people who like culture. And as you see, our performances appeal to a wide variety of people. We have a diverse season, which if you don't care for this, well, you like this. Or try it, you may like it. And most people who have tried it have liked it and have come up to me and said, oh, that was one of my favorite concerts. So I think it's important. Also, our student outreach activities that we provide. Now, the last concert, we were at McAdoo-Calares Elementary School with the Manhattan Rhythm Kings, and they performed a student outreach to 400 pupils. And it was just very exciting to see them with their hands raised asking all these questions of the performers. Like, what are those metal things on your shoes?
Very interesting, very educational for all ages. This wonderful performance is taking place Thursday, October 30th at 7:30 at the Hazleton Area High School Auditorium. Tickets are $30 for adults, $10 for students, but it's not too late to get a subscription, correct, for the remaining performances?
Correct. For the remaining 5 performances, it would be $80. Now, that's a steal. So that's what the cost would be, and they're available at the door. You just come in and go up to the table and give them your money or write out a check or your credit card, and we'll be happy to accept any of those.
Well, we hope you have a wonderful turnout. The information up on your screen. Again, this wonderful Russian orchestra will be taking the stage October 30th, 7:30 at Hazleton Area High School Auditorium. Amelia would not steer us in the wrong direction. You will not be disappointed, so please go out and enjoy the arts.
We'll be giving away tickets next week for the next concert in the Greater Hazleton Concert Series. Time now for the FYI Community Calendar. St. John Bosco Church in Cunningham will hold its annual Election Day Pasta Dinner on November 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. in the Parish Center. The event will include food, Italian music, and fellowship. Takeouts will be available. Tickets are available before and after all weekend masses or by calling 570-788-1997. And now it's time for Movie Minute.
It's time for Movie Minute right here on News 13, your weekly look at what's playing at Regal Cinema 10 just outside the Laurel Mall. 2 new releases this weekend. First, John Wick, rated R. Keanu Reeves stars as an ex-hitman that comes out of retirement to track down the gangsters that took everything from him. And also Ouija, rated PG-13. A group of friends must confront their most terrifying fears when they awaken the dark powers of an ancient spirit board. Still playing Fury, The Book of Life, The Best of Me, Annabelle, The Judge, Gone Girl, Dracula Untold, St. Vincent, and Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. For all the showtimes, call Regal Cinema 10 at 570-450-7454, or to speak to a movie attendant, call 570-450-7340.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
The journey to the conference playoffs for the Penn State Hazleton men's soccer team was an interesting one. They were the last team in as the number 6 seed in the Penn State University Athletic Conference playoffs. They put up 2 goals against number 3 seed PSU New Kensington. Ryan Lieb and Joseph Torres had the goals for the local Lions. Their season is over and some of the players are getting ready to move on to University Park for the next chapter in their lives, but they'll always be able to look back and take pride in what they accomplished in 2013. Because the way the fall semester started, it would have been very easy to just pack it in and cheer for the football team. Hazelton Area High School graduate Logan Yakowatz likes to be in charge. That's why he likes playing goalie. He's obviously good in goal, and he proved his leadership skills off the field, along with two returning players, Ryan Lieb and John Wasserman, when Penn State's head coach resigned just before the preseason.
Well, to start the year, it was me and two other returning soccer players, and we knew that we didn't have a coach, but we still tried to keep the spirit up and keep the team together until we got a coach, and we did a pretty good job of recruiting players and just keeping the spirit up.
How'd you guys do that?
Well, we held practices every night, and we ran and didn't do many drills, just fooled around and showed them that it's fun here to play at Penn State, and you meet lots of new people.
There was a lot of new people to meet, including Stephen Principe and his brother Mike.
When the coach that recruited me, resigned, I wasn't expecting a lot out of the season. And then once we started, our coach was hired on the first day of the first game. And so once we started out 0-4, I was like, oh, it's going to be another freshman year like high school I had. And we went 0-18. So I was like, oh, great, here it goes again. But then we turned it around. Our next 7 games went 5-1-1. 5 in a row is great. So, I mean, turned around a lot. Didn't expect that.
Stephen Principe ended his freshman season as the team's leading scorer with 11 goals. The Lions' season turned around after an overtime loss to Penn State Beaver. 5 days later, they got their first win of the season against Penn State Worthington Scranton. The run of 5 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw got them into the playoffs. I mean, what was it like when you first got here?
Well, we weren't ready for it yet. I mean, as you can tell by the beginning of our record, 0-4, we just weren't ready for anything. And then once we got the coaches, once we got the chemistry together and we started winning games, that's when everything started to fit in.
Is that really what it took, was building that chemistry between you guys?
Well, I was new. I transferred from Luzerne and I didn't know anyone. I knew Logan. I played with him in Hazelton, and it was rough just getting everyone together, everyone getting their playing style together. The turnaround in the middle of the season, we switched up the lineup a little bit and just got more chemistry. We just started playing as one team and having fun.
It wasn't only improved chemistry that led to success. The local Lions also changed formation, going from 3 players in the back to 4 on defense.
I think it made a pretty big difference because we were more offense in the beginning, and then we decided we had to drop back and get a strong D to win games.
Former player and former assistant coach Jesse Shadle was the man making the changes as the team's new head coach.
They're a bunch of fighters. You know, they're here every day, they're working hard. They're going to class, they're doing the things that they need to do off the field as well. We hold them accountable, for their actions off the field and on the field. And I think they've gained a certain respect for, not just me as a coach, but, the athletics department and what we're trying to do here going forward.
Big things could be on the horizon for the Penn State Hazelton soccer program. But for right now, this group can bask in the sunset of the 2014 season, knowing they fought through the hard times and laid a strong foundation for what's next. We'll get to know the Principe brothers better on a future episode of Out of Left Field. And right now we're getting ready to wrap up FYI weekend, but not before we get to Adopt Me at the Hazelton Animal Shelter. We'll be right back. It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Greater Shenandoah Area Historical Society will be hosting a rummage sale at its Main Street headquarters from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on November 1st. We'll be featuring clothes, books, and shoes at $1 per bag. For more information, please call 570-462-2060. And finally, there will be a tribute to Frank Sinatra at the Mock Chunk Opera House. Old Blue Eyes is back, Saturday, October 25th. This special performance, It Was a Very Good Year, is a musical journey about the life and times of the late Frank Sinatra, starring Tony Sands as the voice. For more information, please call 570-325-0249 or check out mcohjt.com. That's tonight's Talk of the Town.
Hello again, and here I have with me Dotson, the Dachshund mix. Dotson here is approximately 1.5 to 2 years old, and he's very friendly and extremely playful. As you can see, even as I'm holding him, he still wants to hold and play with his toy. Dachshunds were actually bred to pull smaller creatures out of holes and burrows, so they're very good at tug-of-war. Tug-of-war is to a Dachshund or Dachshund mix what fetch is to a golden retriever. This little guy has a lot of energy and came into us already neutered. We've recently gotten him up to date on all of his vaccinations, and he's just waiting for a family. Dodson's very friendly and seems to be okay with other animals, including cats. He seems to pay them no attention. Because of his high energy level, he'd probably need a decent-sized yard, fenced in, we recommend, and a daily walk. Also, plenty of playtime with his toys. That's it for this week's dog. Now let's have a look at our cats. And here with me I have Zeus. Zeus is a very young cat, probably just under a year, maybe about 10 months or so. He's very affectionate and loves to be around people and to be held. He's more of a lap cat than a playful cat, and he seems to do well with the other animals as well. He has a very unique color pattern, being gray, white, and almost having a beige, which would almost technically make him a pastel-colored cat, which 99% time is only found a color pattern only found in females. Split gray and white face and beautiful, almost exotic tabby patterns on the side of him make him very unique looking. So if anybody's interested in Dotson or Zeus or any of the other animals up for adoption here at the Hazelton Animal Shelter, please come on down to 101 North Poplar Street.
The girls, they will travel to Maylass Farm for the fall season, and you can watch that new episode Saturday at 10:30 a.m., 9 p.m. on Saturday, and then Sunday 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. Sam LaSancho is going to have on 3 state representatives. That show is Saturday 11:30 a.m., 4 p.m. and 11:30 p.m., and then Sunday 11:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. We also want to say best of luck to our Mike Terleski, who's moving on to the next chapter in his career. Mike, thanks for getting me to like metal music. Not so much, but I do like you. And here's your card. I was going to read you some of the touching messages in here, but a lot of it is inappropriate, and you could read it yourself after the news. Mike, thanks for everything. Best of luck, and that's it for FYI Weekend. We'll see you next week. Take it easy, everyone.